Hello there, Site42 staff, as well as those of you from the greater SCP Foundation community. And welcome to another Coffee Break with Dr. Sherman, a subsidiary of the Anomalous broadcast from Site42. As always, I am Dr. Theron Sherman, Site Director and Head Containment Specialist here at Site42 of the SCP Foundation. And as I do every day for 7 months and counting, the daily streak remains strong. I am here to open my door to you, the SCP Foundation staff, to answer your burning queries about this dark and mysterious place of employment we all are, well, employed at the SCP Foundation. So whether you have questions about the anomalies we contain, the staff that contain them, the groups of interest who get a little salty about this whole containment thing, I'll put it, and or hypothetical containment procedures about anomalies that fall outside of the SCP Foundation's purview. Perhaps they're from a different multiverse or pataphysical narrative level, i.e. fandom. I'm here for the next 45 to 50 minutes to answer your questions at this afternoon coffee break. But before I begin, let me start with a little housekeeping. First and foremost, oh dear God. And by God, in this case, I mean SCP-5320, the longest fish that just goes on and on forever, praise its glorious infinitude, because I need infinite power to deal with a very minor error that I might have committed. We'll get to that. Housekeeping first. Eggs Benedict, thank you for your first donation to today. No, that's not right. Eggs Benedict, congratulations on being our exceptionally most punctual chatter. Congratulations on being the first. Meanwhile, Dr. Puppeteer, America, Nikki Knackle, Junior Researcher Sally, Silent Follower, Dark Duality, Lord Comedy, Aoki, everyone whomst I have just named, thank you for your exceptional punctuality making it here to stream, and also thank you for being members of the Site42 YouTube channel. We appreciate your membership and your service, building up our ranks to help us win the battle against the White Names. And alongside you all, Renegade Gaming, Metahan, Dark Red, Sunjun Kang, and Find the FNAF. Thank you all for being here, exceptionally punctually, and thank you for being here just for being you today. So, America, thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as being a member. Grab yourself some french fries at the commissary. Minor error, you say. I swear if you broke my cell. Your cell is not broken. Dr. Puppeteer, thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as being a member. Grab yourself some coffee at the commissary, and what in the actual fuck did you do? Okay, Dr. Puppeteer, everybody, we're done with the intro. We're done with housekeeping. I'm gonna tell you what's happening, okay? I will explain. I'll just have you know that this was not what was intended to happen, nor is it something we want to replicate in the future. So this could very well be a learning experience for all of us here today. Very well be a learning experience, just so you know. We're all here to learn after all. So, a little backstory. You all are familiar with the fact that despite the fact that you are all in this containment hazard assessment team, i.e. chat, you all are familiar with the idea that we do not broadcast SCP Foundation secrets to the public. That would be silly. That would be terrible. No, all of our broadcasts are through an algorithmic cheat by Google's parent company, Alphabet, and through agreements we have with them on, anomaly containment and certain quantum computing services they require. Due to some agreements, they allow us to broadcast using the YouTube algorithm, but only to members of the SCP Foundation. So, members of the SCP Foundation include staff members, of course. Sometimes, in certain universes in the multiverse, D-Class and anomalies are allowed cell phones and allowed to be on the Foundation servers. I don't think that's a good idea, but that's how it's done somewhere. And then, we have moles within groups of interest, so they get the broadcast. And if you're watching from a spying position as a double agent, please do not watch this in the company of your people that you're spying on. That would be bad. But there are some universes, where the veil has broken. And in those universes, I am the esteemed public relations member for the SCP Foundation. And so in those universes, we do broadcast to that public in that very rare and specific circumstance, because they need to have confidence that the Foundation has their best interest at heart, that we are in fact securing, containing, and protecting. And that means that yes, I am telling the public, oh no, don't worry, that monster well contained, don't worry about it. Hey, here's a little secret about our inner workings to comfort you, that we're doing the hard stuff so you don't have to think about it. Just keep living your normal life. We die in the dark, you live in the light. It's a mutually beneficial agreement. But within those multiverses where the veil is broken, now, first of all, I've seen some of you asking, our veil is fine. My veil is fine. The masquerade is well unbroken. Everything is fine in my universe, thank you. We're not ruining my universe. There was a universe that had an artist. I think we discussed this yesterday. And yesterday, the artist in this universe posted on Twitter some very flattering fan art of SCP-049. You know, the Plague Doctor. And yesterday, I alerted you of this fan art. I was, in fact, a little frustrated that people were, how should I say, giga-chatting the 049. And so I tweeted this tweet yesterday. Here is our very, very well too flattering art of 049. And you know, why is this bitch-ass bird brain getting GigaChat portraits getting 32,000 likes? Have you cured that fictional disease yet, you delusional freak? And you know, it's performing as well as any tweet I do does. That's like 1.6k likes. Got some retweets. People agree. Don't GigaChat the bird. That is obviously why they're retweeting and liking that tweet, because they agree. 049 is a menace, a delusional, ancient entity that is trying to cure a disease that we don't even think exists. It can't tell us what the disease is. It can't tell us what the symptoms are. I think it's full of crap. And I'm so right. And Twitter agrees with me. That's good. That's not the mistake. No, I was 100% right there. Although, it may have kicked off a chain of events. You see, on the Twitter, when people found this very flattering fan art of 049, they started, the term I'm told is thirst posting about the incredibly handsome SCP-049. And you know what? That just can't do. Because, you know, we do not fraternize with anomalies. It's against protocol. It is against the rules, because if you humanize an anomaly, then you're going to treat it like a human instead of an object. And that means that maybe you're going to feel bad that you're containing them in prison forever. And some people have good morals who think that's a bad thing. So if we don't treat them as humans, we don't have moral quandaries. That is important to the Foundation's mantra. Cold, not cruel, to be sure, but we got to stay cold. We can't warm up to the anomalies, because then we'll feel bad, and then we'll release them, and then humanity is doomed. So, we all know the protocol. I'm not telling you new information with this. You know we're not supposed to fraternize with the anomalies. And, by the way, of course, you all know this about SCP-049. You've read the document. SCP-049's direct skin contact touch is literally, universally lethal. If SCP-04... Oh, God damn it. Specifically, this god, I want SCP-029-J Uber driver Jesus to come help me, because I need to get away from this situation. So, we all know that 049's touch is lethal, which means of all the anomalies you could want to fraternize with, that one will literally kill you on contact, which means, number one, that you die, which is not good. But number two, it means that you don't even get to enjoy the fraternization if that's what you're in for, because you will die on first contact. There is no pleasure to be had here. You just die like that. But in my efforts to inform the public of their folly for trying to fraternize with this particular anomaly, it has come to my attention that some of you are lusting over SCP-049. Might I remind you that its touch is universally lethal, let alone that it's completely against protocol. You will literally die if you touch it, let alone fuck it. Stop. Signed, Dr. Sherman. And here I have helpfully highlighted the place in the document where it says, you will fucking die. Well, this one is performing a lot more than my previous one. And this one is performing this way because everyone is consistently arguing with me now. I think the phrase that I've been informed of is I have inadvertently turned 049 into a Tumblr sexy man, which is not a good thing. I am being roasted alive, as they say in the quotes and the replies, and this is not good. I feel as if I have broken the Prime Directive. Now, we're not Starfleet. I do not have to listen to the Prime Directive. That's not exactly what we do. But some of the replies, you just want to stop us from having fun. Having it pin me down and gently caress my face as the life slowly fades from my eyes. I need to stay out of there. This is very upsetting. I just want it known, SCP-049 is not a Tumblr sexy man. We do not fraternize with the anomalies. It is against protocol. Don't. So, I need to think about a way to clean up this public relations nightmare. That's why today's stream is so short. Because I need to take some time in my office to figure out how to clean this up before the overseers catch wind of it. Whatever you do, don't log on to Twitter and look at the replies or the quote tweets of that tweet. They are intensive and disgusting, and you do not need that in your life. And if you are not following me on Twitter, this is probably not a good time to follow me on Twitter, because how many terrible things the algorithm will do with that information. So, just don't at all Follow me on Twitter for more information about the SCP Foundation when I'm not streaming. Just don't do it. It's not at all a good thing that will lead to algorithmic troubles for me in the future. Okay. That's our stream subject for the day. Nikki Knackle, I do in fact have Blue Sky as well as Threads, as well as, God, we're even on Facebook now. So yes, we're saturating the market with SCP content. We are forcing the people to listen to us. The pinned link in the chat, beacons.ai/site42, is our Site42 support link. It is a hub to all of our platforms. So Blue Sky, Threads, Twitter, etc. You can go all there. All through one lucky link. Okay, let me catch up on the donos and then we'll begin the normal Q&A. America, thank you for donating again. Who are all these people in white? Get away from... Oh, yeah, you should probably wade through the water. That's what's going to save you. Wade in the water. Metahan, thank you for becoming a level 1 researcher here at Site42. We appreciate your newly minted membership and your service to helping us win the battle against the white names. And also, thank you for your first donation as well as being a newly minted member. Grab yourself a hot link on your way past the commissary. And you didn't send a message with your dono, so then simply thank you for your generosity. Isn't this supposed to be a secret company? Intern Hunter, please rewind to the beginning of the VOD. I literally explained that we are not broadcasting our secrets to the public. Please start at the beginning of the VOD to figure out why. Blake, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself a crunchy taco on your way past the commissary. Outer Deity saying hi. I've somehow managed to get almost all the great old ones hooked on your streams. Well, I hope they enjoy them in a manner that causes them not to invade my universe and destroy it. That's the best public relations that could be. And really, we could use a public relations win right now. Yeah. It's Renderman. Thank you for your first donation of today's stream. Grab yourself some Mike and Ike's on your way past the commissary. You all saw nothing. And as you always say, Site Delta on top, I guess. Terragal, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself a blueberry muffin on your way past the commissary. After testing with SCP-1471, they found out I can physically interact with it. Now I'm stuck here for more extensive testing to figure out how this works. This sounds like a bad plan. First of all, I don't really believe it. I mean, that has never successfully happened before. It's always been trolls claiming they could then mac on 1471, similar to our problem now with 049. But it was never actually fulfilled, so this could be a problem. Ugh, I don't like this. I don't like what this could lead to. Lonely Echoing Void, thank you for donating to today's stream for the first time, as well as being a member. Grab yourself a strudel on your way past the commissary. You said Facebook? Really? Huh. Yeah, actually, what was happening there, as a content creator and someone who is using this to do what I gotta do and hopefully do this as a job, it means you gotta diversify, because getting on one platform, when that platform gets maybe banned, I don't know, you're in trouble. So you gotta seed all your platforms. And actually, we weren't using Facebook, but our Instagram got up enough followers that Facebook reached out to us and offered us a cash deal to start posting on Facebook. And so, hey, if they want to hand us free money, I'm not going to yell at them. All for the wiki, all for Site42 and the SCP community. Yeah, in case you ever get into content creation, don't ever try to find out how to monetize on Facebook, Because it's invite only, I found out. There is no way to do it successfully. They invite you when you get big enough. Otherwise, they do not talk to you. At least YouTube, TikTok, and the like, you can sign up when you qualify. Facebook, really annoying. Ace, thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as being a member. Make sure to grab yourself a quiche on your way past the commissary. I have arrived, and it's good to see you. Dr. Puppeteer, thank you for donating again. This is my 13th reason why I'm going to defenestration. Look it up my ass. Number one, it is not your 13th reason why. You are not doing that. B, I know what defenestration means. I work in a writing community. You think my vocabulary cannot get all the way to the level of defenestrating? Come on, son. What you doing? What you doing? Hakum Artina, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member. Make sure to grab yourself a hot pocket on your way past the commissary. Clef put me in 049 cell again, Agent PH. Well, that's because you're supposed to clean it while 049 is out. Do your job. Swag, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself a waffle on your way past the commissary. Did you ever check out Campfire Friends? Not except that time it was asked on stream where I glanced at it, but trust me, with how much I have work here on my desk at the Foundation as well as streaming with you guys, trust me that I do not actually intake that much media on the outside because I am very busy and there's a lot. So most of what I take in now is SCP stuff. By the way, as a time check, we are currently 30 minutes from the end of stream, just so you know. Is the Backrooms an SCP? Intern Gamer, the answer is no. To be an SCP, something must have three qualities. Number one, it must be anomalous. The Backroom is that. But it also must be on the SCP database, which it isn't. And it must be listed as an SCP article, which it isn't. Therefore, it is not an SCP, although we do say, while it is not an SCP, it is anomalous. It's anomalous, but not an SCP. Question, I want to start with the SCP Foundation, but I have no idea whether I should do it in the English version, which is the main language, or the German version. I am German. Intern Dragon, Minecraft. Since you seem to have a pretty good grasp of the English language, ¿por qué no los dos? Now that was ironic since I started speaking in Spanish, but the point is, why not both? You could read some from the English language and some from the German language. You will find different canons because there is no canon, and so there are a lot of groups of interest that are unique to the international branches that are not represented in the American branch, the English branch. So take a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. Liam, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself a plate of flapjacks on your way past the commissary. I need you to throw SCP-096 at SCP-2299, the malfunctioning destroyer, and tell me what happens. No. I don't need to do that test. It is a giant frickin' whatever that thing up there is. Meanwhile, 096, if let loose, would probably mess things up there if there are any traces of life left that could see its face. And then we can't test on it here on Earth, so no. We're keeping it where we can test on it. Dark Duality, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member. Grab yourself a chicken soup on your way past the commissary. What is wrong with Duck Beaks now? Buff or not? Watch the start of stream, the VOD, where I explain the stream subject. That is the story of how I accidentally turned SCP-049 into a Tumblr sexy man. It's not good. It's not good. Yeah, no, Desk, I saw that. That's a weird one. I mean, it's got to be a lie. It is not possible. But what a weird universe we would be in. Oh my God, can you imagine conspiracy theorists and the Alex Jones types in universes with an SCP Foundation? Do you think his entire body is a weird shade of red because we've amnesticized him so many times? How weird. Desk. They put chemicals in the water to turn the friggin' skips gay. Dude, we didn't need to do that. The skips were already very gay. Listen, intern India, if you are going to keep making this claim, I need clip or it didn't happen. I am insanely curious to have the consideration of the insane Alex Jones calling me a slur on the internet. Please, if that is real, I will cackle and die. Go to his website and look up the show with the long-haired guy co-hosting. The amount I don't want to go to the Alex Jones website and give that man a hint of support, but the amount I just need to know if you're lying or not. Oh, that's frustrating. Oh, I'm going to look at that later. Oh, God damn it. Oh, I hope you're not wasting my time on this. That would be very funny. I was just joking about the streamer awards and us having the judges know what the SCP Foundation was a good reason to enter, because it would be funny. Now, if you didn't realize, by the way, the voting is started for the Streamer Awards and we did not get nominated, which I expected, like I told you, but we did make them look us up, and that is funny. We made the judges of the Streamer Awards have to figure out what the SCP Foundation is. That's funny. But can you imagine if Alex Jones is watching SCP Foundation streams? Can you imagine? I mean, remember when that venture capitalist back in July was talking to his chat GBT and it made him believe that the SCP Foundation was real? Literal, real-world cyber psychosis. The guy thought that people were dying and be erased from the universe by the SCP Foundation. So yeah, we are invading the public. We are invading the public step by step. Site 42 is big enough that people are like noticing us and being like, oh, that's the SCP, like a casual thing. Oh, what a world. Oh, what a world. We are making crazy strides in the... Imagine if he is actively watching this stream. That would be the silliest goddamn thing I've ever heard. I would need to call out to SCP-5991 in that case, for Jesus when I call to God there, because I would need to visit Jesus Land theme park and just take a day off at Jesus themed Jesus Land. That is like brain breaking. That is brain breakingly weird. All right. This has broken my brain for a minute. I am going to investigate it. Stay tuned tomorrow if India is in fact speaking the truth. that I come into tomorrow's stream with a thumbnail and a clip of Alex Jones talking about me. That would be surreal to a point. I don't believe it's real yet, but the 1% chance. It's too funny. Okay, I gotta catch up on the donos. Tangent aside. Swag, thank you for donating again. Fans can collaborate fan art and campfire friends. Well, yes, that is true. How it is in every fandom. People make things in fan art and things. Is Campfire Friends a community project, or is it just a real project with fan art? Intern Wilkerson, why is your hair like that? Because it looks good. It looks like a tropical sunset. It's a vibe. Hakuma Artina, thank you for donating again. Why is 049 immune to broom prodding? I mean, you gotta prod it hard. You gotta basically poke it in the kidneys. But yes, good things you are not in the cell with 049 at the first place, like I told you, because 049 is out. Keep cleaning the room. Ace, thank you for donating again. Do you think that Floridian Hell is just skill-based damnation? I don't even know what you mean by that, but I'm terrified of it. What is Floridian Hell? Okay, this is not a meme you're talking about. This is just the thing you're saying. Gotcha. I mean, I wouldn't know because we've quarantined the state of Florida to keep all the anomalies in, so I'm not going to investigate that one. It worries me. Kitty Cat Gamer, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself a crepe on your way past the commissary. And thank you for your delightful coffee donation. Fire-type gym leader, I came for my Pokemon badge. Listen. Our site-wide Pokemon League is after hours, okay? We're on shift right now. All of the Pokemon League that we're doing on site, it is for after hours, okay? You just wait your turn. Terragal, thank you for donating again. Not to worry, I have no interest in fraternizing with SCP-1471. During tests, it appeared behind me, and I physically felt it standing on my tail, and the picture confirmed what I felt. Listen, I would just as well, if this is accurate, bury it. Because what they're going to do is they're going to test how to use you in a way to make them corporeal, able to touch 1471, and then we're all in hell. So, I would get the hell out of there. I would say, nope, didn't feel anything. Lie. Otherwise, we're all done for. Dark Duality, thank you for donating again. No thanks, I don't think I need to mow more. Good choice. Hakuma Martina, thank you for donating again. Who gave me cleaning duty, Agent PH? I told you, Clef did. I told you. On the first time you asked. Clef gave you cleaning duty, and I wouldn't refuse that if I were you. Blake, thank you for donating again. Did you know H.P. Lovecraft actually originally left his universe as an open? He said it was when he was living that he wants other people to add to it. Okay, left his authorial universe open to letting people collaborate within it. I'm not sure if I knew that or not. I do know that he and other authors of his time collaborated together at times, but I was not sure. I do not know that that was an expectation of Lovecraft. I would have to look into that a little bit. Who wins, Florida man or Australian man? Well, you're essentially doing the ninja versus pirates argument there. The Australians are more competent, but the Floridians are more fluid and roll with the punches and bottle rockets and everything else. So you're looking at a lot of combinations there. Thy Fresh Hebrew, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself I guess some latkes on your way past the commissary would be appropriate. I need to know one thing about SCP-096 and SCP-073. First of all, how did you capture them, as they are quite tricky? Secondly, y'all hiring. Well, we are always hiring. We need more staff members. Our staff turnover rate is a little more than we would like due to all the tragic deaths. So, yes. Secondly, do you mean 076 and 073? Cain and Abel? Or Abel and Cain, as I said it there? Because you said 096, which is unrelated to 073. Is that what you meant? And I don't know that we have a discovery log for 076 or 073. I should check their documentation. Omega incident log. We don't want the incident log. We want the basic article. Discovery log. Description. There's no discovery log on the 076 document. What about the 073? Not seeing discovery here either. Okay, found in the New York Police Department in 19, redacted with a 2-digit year, having been taken after subject and found amidst the bodies of several violent gang members. 073 told the police that the gang had attempted to make sport of it, but became angry and attempted to kill it, resulting in their own demise. 073 was incarcerated and deemed a John Doe when the NYPD could not find information on it. That's how the Foundation found it and took it into custody. So at least we know how 073 was found. Meanwhile, I'm sorry, I'm distracted. I have to go back to this tangent for a second. This is the second person saying they're here from the Alex Jones show, which could be a troll. But we did, in fact, have a Nazi in the chat just a minute a while as well. Desk got it really quick because Desk is good at his job. But, this is bothering me now. Perhaps this is actually legitimate. What clip, are you trolling? This could very much be a troll, but it's just too funny for me to not think about in the back of my head. Damn it. Okay, to finish your question. To finish your question for the origin of these two anomalies, Fresh Hebrew. If you go into the Series 1 series, where it lists every SCP in their title, you can go to the Tales edition. Boop. And now every number also has related tales. So when we come past the 001s and we go down to 076 and 073, you will see 073 has a whole bunch of tales, and you will see 076 has a whole bunch of tales. And so I have not read all those, but if you want to find the origin of those two anomalies, I would suggest starting in those tales. Thank you, good sir. I also meant to type 173. I wanted to hear about my boy Pinhead. Okay, you meant 096 and 173. So I just I knew that you got one of the numbers wrong, but I picked the wrong one. So, Frogman, are you quoting the Panopticon by chance? Because that's exactly what I was about to bring up. 4840? Yeah! No, that's not it. That's not what I thought. Is this another origin for 173? Interesting. Okay, well that's not what I was thinking of. I was thinking about Panopticon 2. SCP Panopticon 2. 3220. 3220 is a underground warehouse. Or no, it's an underground silo under a warehouse that contains seemingly hundreds of iterations of SCP-173. So that is at least in one universe, in one canon. Remember, there is no canon. But that could be one place where the sculpture came from. As for 096, I do not believe we have a discovery log, although, again, you could check the tails and see what happens. Blake, thank you for donating again. The Georgia Park Ranger beats both. Does it? I'm not familiar with their anomaly or mimetic abilities. 4840 was for Cain and Abel, you say, Frogman. Well, that's funny, because there was at least one picture in that article where it had several eyes, like Peanut does, so that's why I made that mistake. Interesting. Cool Man Fight, thank you for your 3-month member message as a level 1 as a mobile task force captain here at Site 42. We appreciate your membership and your service. Hello, Dr. Sherman. My worst nightmare is animals being turned into zombies, then eating all humans on Earth. And Dr. Sherman, do you like moonshine? Well, Cool Man Fight, as a Florida man, as having spent some time in the South, I could run for a little bit of moonshine now and again. I'm not going to argue with you, especially, you get a freshly made apple pie moonshine. That is the stuff right there. Ace, thank you for donating 3 times again. Flirting in Hell is for people who A, try to flirt with anomalies as they're being ripped to shreds and said anomaly, or B, those guys who yoink Crocs. Yes. For fun and then sweat their ass off at any shooter game, typo. I don't quite know what that means, though. Thy Fresh Hebrew, welcome to Site 42 staff as a level 1 researcher. We appreciate your membership and your service. And by the way, Site 42 staff, we are currently 10 minutes from the end of stream. 10 minutes from the end of stream. What is the stream about? We are here, employees of the SCP Foundation, talking questions and answers. I'm the site director of the Site 42 of the SCP Foundation, and I'm here to answer your questions about this place that we work, about the anomalies we contain, the staff that contains them, the groups of interest who try to stop us from containing them, or hypothetical containment procedures about anomalies that fall outside of the SCP Foundation's purview. Perhaps they're from a different multiverse or pataphysical narrative level. Wherever they're from, we try to contain them if we can, or we are thankful that they are not our problem, if that's the case. Alex Jones would be a Global Occult Coalition sympathizer, I'm sure. Come on now. Who do you think Alex Jones is really siding with? And why is it Marshall Carter and Dark? All of these rich elites are in the same 1%er game. And it's getting people killed because they're not letting us contain the anomalies and research them. They're using them for private purposes and getting people killed. Ace, thank you for donating again. I hit the character cap, so I had to continue the message with the other dono, then realize my typos. I see. Well, thank you for your extraordinary generosity in fixing your typos and doing between donation messages to this point. So, flirting hell is hell for people who try to flirt with anomalies as they're being ripped to shreds by said anomaly, or those guys who yoink crocs for fun, then sweat their ass off at any shooter game. Well, I mean, yes, the sweats in the shooter games are incredibly dire. By comparison, the crocodiles are actually pretty predictable and simple. Hold on, I have the same type of pen at home by coincidence, and I'm dead serious. Intern Gabriella, it's not a coincidence. Don't pretend it's a coincidence. You know what's happening here. You have 2 days. Thy Fresh Hebrew, thank you for donating again. What would you say is the most difficult SCP and the most tame SCP? Well, most tame, I would have to say any of the cuties. 999, 2295, the Patchwork Bear, 3092, Guerrilla Warfare, the iPods 131s. They're all very tame. Josie the Half Cat, yes. Now, for most difficult, I mean, the Scarlet King is outside of our universe, which is the containment. If it managed to breach into our universe, we would be done for, so that's pretty difficult. What about, I guess 3999 was a super reality bender. It took several repeated millennia and universal time spans before it could finally be contained. I would think one of those two. Intern Ethan, you are correct. The like count is above the viewer count. Good work, Mobile Task Force Psi-42, codename the Signal Boosters. With your help, we will be able to continue to bring new viewers into the SCP Foundation, with or without Alex Jones's help. And we will make them fans of the SCP community, and more art will be made. We will support the SCP Wiki and its authors, artists, animators, game devs, filmmakers, merch makers, all of that. So I thank you for your service in tuning the YouTube algorithm to our benefit. Who the hell is Alex Jones? Bored as hell? Stay happy in your ignorance. It's a right-wing grifter, conspiracy theorist, crackpot. Intern Spikeface, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself a hoagie on your way past the commissary. Hi, Doctor. New to the SCP Foundation. Excited to be here. SCP. Idea. SCP-001 could be the universe itself. Who knows why there's something rather than nothing? Well, that depends on the canon and the iteration of the universe. There are some universes where we know exactly how it works. We figured that out. But that is up to the scenario. Oh my god, I haven't seen you in ages. Hi. Well, hello, Elastic Waste. Good to see you again. Kitty Cat Gamer, welcome to Level 1 Researchership. You did give yourself a promotion. Congratulations. Thank you for your generosity in joining the Battle of the White Names on the side of the Green Names. Got you, Desk. Ace, thank you for donating again to say Desk is the nicest moderator I've ever seen. Yes, Desk is a good sod. What's the minor incident, sir? Intern Fabian, go to the beginning of the stream and watch the VOD, especially since we're coming to the end. But long story short, I accidentally turned SCP-049 into a Tumblr sexy man. All the details are at the start of the VOD. Oh, I see a Ko-Fi notification. Let me grab that so I don't forget about it. Dr. Dark Star, thank you for 2 donations to today's stream through the Ko-Fi. I must have missed the first notification. Make sure, as well as being a member, thank you for making the effort to donate through the Ko-Fi. We get more of a percentage of your donation than that. YouTube takes 30%. Ko-Fi and PayPal and Stripe and all them only take about 15%. So your money goes further, and we appreciate your generosity and the effort of going the long way. Make sure to grab yourself, you know what? A margarita pizza on your way past the commissary. Want me to get you a cup of coffee? I definitely understand the need for a break after something like that. Yes to the coffee. Yes to the coffee. Wait, how would you contain Darkstalker of Wings of Fire? His abilities, Animus Magic, absolute powerful magic. He also enchanted himself to be immortal, have impenetrable scales, and only be affected by his own magic. He's also a 2,000-year-old dragon the size of a mountain. The likelihood is we would trick it to casting a sleep spell on itself, and then it would be disguised as a mountain. So as the snow falls and the dirt covers it, it's been asleep for hundreds of thousands of years, and it is in fact a dragon sleeping that is in fact a mountain. That's how that story would be revealed. Good theoretical. Zeros, thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as being a member. Make sure to grab yourself a Melonade on your way past the commissary. Can I send some D-Class into a mysterious portal in the Bahamas? Might lead to some treasure. Funds for the site. Yes, make sure to attach a camera with a feed that we can keep tabs on. Thy Fresh Hebrew, thank you for donating again. Need to research more SCP. I don't know much at all. If you go to my Twitter, Blue Sky Threads, etc., I have a post recently from the last week, and it's a list, a starter pack of the most popular SCPs that are talked about on the internet, and then the most popular SCPs that are talked about in the Site 42 Containment Hazard Assessment Team, i.e. chat. So you can read those as a starter to understand your lingo, and then keep reading from there. But that's a good starting point. Chasing Dreams, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself some matzo ball soup on your way past the commissary. Hi, Doc, just doing what I do, donating. Much obliged for your support for the cause. Ace, thank you for donating again. If we're near the end, well, you know what must be done. All right, you have cast your donation for the end of stream scream, which will happen after the credit song. So after the credit song, be aware of a headphone wearing hazard. Foxpacks & Co., thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as being a member. Grab yourself some chili cheese fries on your way past the commissary. Ooh, that sounds good. Hello, Dr. Sherman, back from a successful opening weekend. I got myself 4-point buck at about 3 p.m. on Saturday. He only ran 50-60 yards before dropping since I hit both lungs. Wowza. I'm not much of a hunter, but congratulations on your successful outing. Dr. Darkstar, thank you for donating again through the Ko-Fi. Oh, you would do what Clearsight did. Only difference, she put the sleep spell in a bracelet and put him under a mountain before he grew to the size of a mountain. Oh! So I did the right thing as opposed to, yeah, okay. Good for me! My containment specialist abilities are still sharp even in this managerial role. It's Ke, not Ki. You are correct, Ace. It is pronounced Keter. Actually, it's pronounced something like Keter. But because I do not speak the Hebrew language, I always mispronounce something. Buddy of mine in the community, Yossi, who is of that faith, tried to correct me several times and I could never get it right. But Keter is closer than Keter. That's for sure. All right, Site 42 staff, we have made it to the end of stream, and as always, at the end of stream, I tell you my favorite SCPs. Of course, I'm not going to tell you the SCPs I personally wrote are my favorites. That would be cheating! But if you want to read the SCPs I wrote, you can go to the Sherm Site 42 Hub and SCP author page. Site 42 Hub and SCP author page on the SCP Wiki. There you can see the SCPs I personally wrote, as well as contributed voice lines or sound effects too. And while you're there, on the author page, one tab over from the links, there's some links over there. Some links on that page that people are very obviously interested in finding, but they just don't put forth the effort. They don't got the skills. They don't have the determination to get those links and to go to their locations. But that's not you guys. You guys can figure it out. I believe in you. And so, While you're there, you can become a Patreon patron or YouTube channel member to donate to us monthly. You can do Ko-Fi donations or Super Chats to donate to us once at a time. Either way, we appreciate your direct donations. They're the quickest way to help us keep the lights on here at Site 42. And if you're part of the Broke Gang, well, don't you worry, Broke Gang. We're an arts community. We know starving artists, trust me. But you are still very helpful to the Site 42 cause as a member of Mobile Task Force Site 42, codename the Signal Boosters. By watching our videos and commenting and liking and sharing. By watching our streams and chatting and liking and sharing. By doing the like, share, and subscribe dance across YouTube, you are helping Site 42 grow its influence. And the algorithm will bring us more people who will see us and go, huh, what's this SCP Foundation thing? Maybe I should check this out. And that's how we get them. And that's how we bring them into the fold so they can help us support the SCP Wiki and its authors, artists, animators, game devs, filmmakers, merch makers, etc. And so we appreciate your efforts in that cause, Mobile Task Force Sci 42. Keep up the good work. Now, without further ado, my favorite SCPs in no particular order are SCP-3999, SCP-3043, SCP-008-J, SCP-Spooky-J, SCP-5031, SCP-5175, SCP-5320, and SCP-8980. Content warning on that last one. It's a bit of a rough read. Speed round. 3999-3043-008-J, Spooky-J, 5031-5175-5320, 8980. Content warning on the last one's a rough read. Site 42 staff. I've got a couple of quick donations that came in during that. Let me not miss those. Last minute donos. Dark Star, thank you for donating again through the Ko-Fi. I mean, he woke up 2,000 years after that and went on a rampage, and my adoptive sister and her friends had turned him into a completely different dragon. Well, at least that worked. And hey, 2,000 years is a pretty good clip for us humans for containing a problem, right? I mean, that's a pretty solid record, okay? Just having to recontain it every 2,000 years, that's pretty interesting. SCP Quadruple O. Thank you for your first donation of today's stream. Grab yourself a Malamar on your way past the commissary. I'm working in the SCP Foundation. Oh, well, an SCP that is considered loyal enough to be staff. Good to have you aboard. Furthermore, Auber, thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as being a member. Grab yourself a s'more on your way past the commissary. Why some SCP have similar anomalies like 650 and 173? It's hard to explain. The universe has laws that apply to almost everything, and then anomalies mess with them. But there's only so many ways you can mess with them, and so there's only so many anomalies out there with very different powers. Sometimes anomalies have very similar abilities, but do different things with those abilities. Like you say, the startling statue versus the sculpture that breaks your neck. Two very different statues that move when you blink, but to different effect. And from a pataphysical narrative level above us, the problem is that, you know, there's only so many ideas to write stories about. But that's not a problem. There's nothing original under the sun. Instead, you just write your story in your way, and it will be different than anyone else's. It's not plagiarizing to do the same idea in a very different manner. Demo Edits, thank you for subscribing to Site 42. Welcome to staff. What's the latest from Mariah Carey? Still in containment, but releasing soon to complete the ritual. Thy Fresh Hebrew, thank you for donating again. Last super chat, gotta keep my lunch money for the commissary. Do you think the bugs for Starship Troopers or the world I have no mouth and I must scream could be adapted or be SCP? So anything off the wiki cannot be brought into SCP because of the Creative Commons and copyright rules. So we cannot take anything from outside the wiki and bring it into the fold. Although if they existed in the SCP universe, those are clearly anomalous scenarios. We have an alien war, that's anomalous AF. And we have a Apollyon event of an artificial intelligence taking over the world and destroying almost all humanity. So yes, they are very SCP-like scenarios, both in the science fiction sense, for one, and in the anomalous horror AI for the other. All right, Site 42 staff, we have made it to the end of stream. This is the end of our coffee break with Dr. Sherman, a subsidiary of the anomalous broadcast from Site 42. I have been Dr. Theron Sherman, Site Director of Site 42 of the SCP Foundation. I hope you had fun. I hope you learned something. Be safe, be well. Do not get attacked by any weird right-wing conspiracy theorists. Do not turn your nemesis into a Tumblr sexy man. Those are 2 lessons that you can take today. And now, I will see you at tomorrow's stream. Make sure you have your notifications set. Secure, contain, protect. What a day. I love myself. I want you to love me. When I'm feeling down, I want you above me. I search myself. I want you to find me. I forget myself. I want you to remind me. I don't want anybody else. When I think about you, I touch myself. Oh, I don't want anybody else. Oh no, oh no, oh no. The end credit song is I Touch Myself by The Divinals. Be aware of headphone warning for screaming. Be safe, be well, and secure, contain, protect.